back to Exploring DC. I am your host, Josh Dobson. With me is my co-hosts, Jackson Wells and Jalen Singleton. How are you guys doing?
I'm eating popcorn.
What type of popcorn?
Orville bagged popcorn.
The best type of microwave popcorn ever.
Jalen, how are you?
I'm doing really good, man. How are you?
He's not eating old popcorn.
So we are recording an hour late, Jalen, than usual.
Yeah.
And it's a little interesting to record an hour late given the circumstances. Now, we were going to do a Harley Quinn episode, but none of us finished Harley Quinn. I don't think you guys are even caught up, right?
Not even close.
Yeah, I'm on
Not even close. Yeah, I didn't finish season 5 yet, but I'm going to. So, instead, we are pivoting to what we were originally going to do, which was the Lego Batman movie. But I feel bad. I feel like we promised people an episode, and we feel like we owe them something. So, I did this.
Quinn drag?
Yeah, I feel like there's a reveal coming. I'm a little
I
nervous.
did this. Jackson, are you a gambling man?
Oh no.
Yes.
Oh no. Yes, he is a. Don't ask him that.
Do you know what you should do when you gamble?
Huh.
Always bet on black.
Oh
Yes. The music was getting me. The fucking headphones, bro.
Do you guys like Fetty Wap?
Yeah.
If you're not watching the YouTube, I'm dressed up as Batman.
Yeah, he sure is.
Jalen, I was wearing this costume an hour ago, and I was all ready to go. And then I get the...
Oh my god, I feel even more terrible now. No,
No, you don't.
I do, man.
You don't feel remorse for anything.
I fucked up the reveal. I mean, but it's, you know.
You know what I did?
Awesome.
I finished. I shit you not. I finished Lego Batman on the fucking hour.
On 9
Same.
9 o'clock on the dot.
Yeah.
And I sat down and I was like, well, wait, where's Jalen?
No, because
And then I was like, well, Jalen's not going to be here for an hour, so I'm going to
was-
go listen to videos about Andor for an hour.
Yeah.
And now I'm in the Andor headspace, not the Lego Batman headspace. Those are two very different headspaces.
Yeah, no, bro. In my head, I was thinking, I was like, okay, we normally do this at
9,
10, right?
no.
No,
We
it
don't.
was it was like the last time that I was here, we did it at 10.
I don't think that's true.
I believe so.
I do not think that's true.
Maybe I'm.
I think you're
But
wrong.
I fuck with the costume.
Thank you. It was my Halloween costume for the... But, like, the problem was they only had a large. And so the bulk is really big. It looks like I'm, like, Captain America from the 90s where his, like, man chest is sticking out. But... And then the cowl wasn't very good, so I bought my own. This is a Robert Pattinson's cowl. Anyway, I'm really excited. The Lego Batman movie is directed by Chris McKay, who did a couple movies after this. He did Tomorrow War, Renfield. Did you guys see those?
No.
I saw Renfield. Well, I did see both of those. They're both. I actually really like Tomorrow War. Renfield was trash.
Yeah, I feel like he peaked early, but I'm hoping he's back at some point. The story is by Seth Grahame-Smith, who worked on Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter, was his most notable.
Are you for real?
Yeah, that's who did the story for this movie.
There's a movie called Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter.
Oh, no,
Yeah.
wait. I haven't seen that. I was thinking of Abraham Lincoln versus Zombies. That's the...
Oh,
That's
see,
the-
there's also Jesus Christ Vampire Hunter, but that's different than Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter.
Is that a trilogy? Jesus Christ versus vampires, Abraham Lincoln, the vampire hunter, and then Abraham Lincoln versus zombies?
Yeah, I think that would be a good, like, I don't know how thematically it would tie it all together, but
Real is crazy to me.
You know what else is real? The Lego Batman movie starring Jonah Hill.
there you go. It was also written by Chris McKenna and Eric Summers, who did the Spider-Man Home trilogy.
And
Jared,
the Wasp.
Jared Stern, who did DC Super Pets, and John Whittington, his partner, who also worked on the Sonic movies and Lego Ninjago. We got a good group of writers. I was surprised they had like 5 people on this one, though. I mean, it's a lot going on in it, but also 5 writers is a big room for a movie.
It is a whole lot going on, man. It is one of the most overstimulating movie experiences I've ever had.
Dude,
Music.
There was so much going on. I didn't even need to pull up like Family Guy funny clips to play in like the top right corner.
Yeah,
It was a Family Guy funny
there
clip,
was
the
so
movie.
going on.
I didn't even need to pull up the Family Guy clips.
composed by Lauren Bell. Jackson, how are we? I put it in composer just for you. How are we feeling about his score?
It's funny. I was going to mention that because I paid attention to the score this time around.
Yeah.
And I actually think he did a lot of interesting things because there are points where he's emulating the 60s series, points where he's just basically ripping The Dark Knight, like verbatim.
Right.
And then also points where he's kind of going more in the Danny Elfman direction with it. And those are three very different sounds. So I found it interesting the way that he bounced back between the three.
Yeah,
There's
I
also
think
this really bizarre piece for the. There's a bit where like there's basically just a choir singing Phantom Zone, and that's it. And I thought that was interesting.
yeah, I think he did a lot better here than his other DC effort that I remember, which is the Black Adam score. Yeah,
The energy that the Black Adam theme gives off, it's like you're trying to make him look tough and vicious, but it's just Dwayne the Rock Johnson in a costume.
I think he's a good composer. I mean, he's cooking lately. He's been doing Mission Impossible
Dude,
and
his work
doing a
on
great
Fallout
job.
is fantastic.
But I liked his score here.
Yeah.
The cast here is crazy, guys. We have Will Arnett, known from Arrested Development as Batman.
Banger.
I love it. It's, the gravelly voice, but
Yeah.
over the top in the way that you want. He actually says that he uses it to parent his kids when he has to tell them important information. And I think that's really precious.
It's the best thing.
Michael Cera, also from Arrested Development and like a bunch of early 2000s comedies, played Robin. Do we like this version of Robin as a
Yeah.
voice? Yeah.
I'm alright. I'm alright on it.
It's very goofy.
It's super goofy.
We have Rosario Dawson from Ahsoka now and Daredevil. She plays Batgirl.
And Clerks too.
Rosario Dawson was Barbara Gordon.
Yeah, she's in Clerks too.
What?
She was in Clerks and Clerks 3. So
Clerks 3, and was she in one of the Jay and Silent Bob movies? I don't remember.
one of them.
Okay.
This one blew me away. Ray Fiennes, who's played Voldemort. He was just in Conclave, got a Best Actor nomination. He plays Alfred.
And doesn't he also voice Voldemort?
He does not voice Voldemort.
Really?
That is
kinda
the
weird.
biggest fumble, right there. How do you have Voldemort in the movie and you not have
Yeah.
Inspired?
I was very confused by that as well, because Voldemort's voice is pretty goofy, like it's fun, but if
Yeah.
you have Ray Fiennes there, just let him play Voldemort.
Yeah, that's kind of bizarre.
And then rounding out that main cast, Zach Galifianakis from the Hangover movies as the Joker.
And
It's
Jo-
okay. It's not my favorite Joker. I mean, like, I love the character and what he serves in the movie, but as a voice, it's not, like, doing much for me.
I think it does exactly what it needs to do.
Serviceable. The supporting, like, there's so many random
There is.
voice actors in here. We have Jenny Slate as Harley Quinn.
I didn't know
Jason Mantzoukas as Scarecrow.
What?
Conan O'Brien, host of the Oscars, as the Riddler. A couple returning people that played stuff previously. Zoe Kravitz plays Catwoman in this, and then now she's played Catwoman in live action.
Yep.
She doesn't really have like a lot of voice lines in this, so I'm surprised they picked her for
Yeah, before the Batman.
What?
for the Batman.
To this day, how that happened.
Yeah, Matt Reeves saw this movie and then he was like, "I'm gonna."
That's my
instantly,
Catwoman.
that's my
That's
Catwoman.
not true, but like my
head
fan fiction. Billy D. Williams plays Two-Face. I love this. We just watched Batman '89 a couple episodes ago, and we were sad that he never got to play Two-Face, but now he does. And it's small role, but it's awesome. And I love his little figure. I think it's great. Channing Tatum comes back as Superman, and Jonah Hill comes back as Green Lantern. I think they're perfect for what they're trying to do with those voices. They're so dumb,
Yeah,
but
they
in
put
the best way.
in the Lego movie too.
Yeah, they were in the Lego movie.
Oh, and Jonah Hill was Green Lantern.
Yeah.
Yeah, the whole bit is that Superman hates Green Lantern because it's Jonah Hill.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay. Yeah.
Adam Devine plays the Flash for like 2 lines. I thought that was interesting. And then the most interesting is Mariah Carey plays the mayor,
Wait, really?
Oh, okay.
and that's interesting.
Huh.
That I don't know. Like, do you guys have any standout in the voice cast that you really liked? I know it's a lot of stunt casting and celebrity casting, but I think it's a good round out of people.
Most of the voices for me didn't truly stand out, except for obviously Will Arnett. Like, was amazing as
Yeah.
Batman. Stole the show, and I mean even like Rosario Dawson as Barbara, I could not tell that was Rosario Dawson. So I mean that was a really good performance.
It sounds exactly like Rosario Dawson.
But then
to
again,
me.
I also haven't seen that many Rosario Dawson projects.
Have you seen Clerks 2?
I haven't seen Clerks 2 or
Have you
3.
seen Clerks 1?
I haven't seen Clerks 1 either.
She's not in Clerks 1.
Yeah, the only thing I've really seen Rosario Dawson is his kids from 1995 and the Netflix stuff.
Yeah.
But I still did not recognize her voice, and I was like, yeah. But Zoe Kravitz as Catwoman is still blowing my mind.
Yeah, I think that's retroactively the funniest one.
Yeah.
Like,
Because she doesn't say like anything in this movie.
no, she just says like meow meow, I'm in.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah.
So I think that like retroactively, that is the funniest casting in that movie.
It is.
I mean, me personally, I think my favorite is Ray Fiennes as Alfred. I think
Oh,
he's,
I forgot about that.
I love.
Yeah.
He was
Very
actually
good.
stand out to me this time around. Was out.
Yeah, I love, especially because I was just watching Harley Quinn and they have Alfred in it, but they've completely like done a satirical like departure with the character. It's very different. It was nice to go back to classic Alfred and just having him do his old butler shtick.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go through some potential voice casts that I found that were gonna happen
Oh,
if
really?
I find them.
Let's hear it.
Okay. Early frontrunners. I'm gonna give them to you. All right, you ready?
All right.
Guillermo del Toro was gonna play Bane. Instead, we got a voice actor. I forget his name. I think his name was Doug, but he does a comedy podcast where he would make fun of Tom Hardy's Bane voice, and that's how they cast him.
That's
They wanted
funny as
something.
fuck. I love that.
Yeah, but Guillermo del Toro's Bane would have been very, very interesting. We got Steve Buscemi as Joker. This one would have been better. I stand by that. I would have loved a Steve Buscemi Joker.
You would have ate that up. I can't lie.
Yeah, I would have been completely there for that.
They should.
Patrick Stewart as Alfred.
I can totally see that.
What has he been in?
Patrick Stewart?
No. Oh, I thought.
Jalen.
No. I know who Patrick Stewart is. I think it said Hector Stewart. I was like, oh, I don't know who. Hector
Okay.
But Patrick Stewart,
He's tripping
yes,
today.
obviously, yes.
Jalen, dude, that would have been
Professor
funny.
Xavier. Professor
Both Mindy Kaling and Leslie Jones were thrown around for Harley Quinn.
Leslie Jones.
I like Jenny Slate. I think she's fine, but also these would have been fun too.
And also, Harley Quinn has like one line.
Yeah. Well, no, she's a little more prominent than some
She
of
has
the other.
three lines.
With the whole fancy
You're
Yeah.
right.
stuff.
Yeah.
And then the last one I thought was pretty interesting. Trey Parker and Matt Stone of South Park fame were going to play the Riddler and Bane, or were rumored to at one point, but, didn't happen. Let's see. I don't think I have much else in terms of random stuff. Budget was $80 million, box office $312 million. They're pretty good.
80 million. Wow. The animation,
Yeah.
gorgeous still.
We're gonna start off. What is your guys' background with both Lego and then specifically like Lego Batman outside of this movie? Maybe the games, the sets, anything like that.
I saw the Lego Batman movie in theaters on day one.
Yeah.
I have many Lego Batman sets at my home, and I
There
built
you
them
go.
with my hands.
Okay.
And I flew Batman around, and I had him fight the other Legos. Like, I
Oh,
had
you
him,
did that too. Yeah.
I had him fight my Lord of the Rings Legos and my Star Wars Legos.
Ooh.
And I think this is the greatest movie ever made, and it's better than everybody's favorite movie, except mine. Because my favorite movie is the Lego Batman movie.
Jalen.
There we go.
Wait, no, Kite Man is in this movie. Didn't Kite Man have a cameo?
Kite Man is in
Kite
this
Man had a
movie.
cameo.
Condiment King is in this movie.
Calendar Man.
Who's
is
not in this movie, man?
They have everybody.
Egghead.
Yeah.
Heads
is
in this movie.
Yeah, that's,
So it's like if there's a character that you like, they're in this movie probably.
yeah.
Jalen, do you have Lego Batman history?
So I used to, when I was in daycare, we used to do this thing where we used to like bring our DSs and we used to like get online and just like try to play certain games and see who could get to this level the farthest or whatever, right? And I think one of our first games that we played was Lego Batman 2.
Okay.
Which is a banger, one of my favorite open world games ever. Lego Batman 2 and Lego DC Supervillains.
Hot take. I think Lego Batman 2 for me might be the most overrated of some of the Lego games. I get it, but I don't.
Interesting.
Interesting. I'm a Lego Batman 1 truther, man.
Really? A Lego Batman
Which ones
1?
has Kite Man?
DC
I don't think DC Supervillains might have Kite Man, but I don't think they even have that one. I'd have to look.
Yeah, I don't even know if DC Supervillains has Kite Man. And DC Supervillains has a lot of people. But
That's
I don't know.
unfortunate.
I don't know if they have Kite Man.
That's
But
unfortunate.
Lego Batman 2. And then there was also this YouTube channel that I used to watch called the K-Wings.
Yeah.
And they posted, because I would watch their Lego Batman walkthroughs. And one day they posted a reaction to the Lego Batman movie trailer. And I was like, oh, I didn't even know this was a thing that was coming out. And I saw it, and I was like, "Oh shit, this is actually really, really, really funny." But the thing is, I never went to go see it. And when I was younger, it would like come on Cartoon Network and stuff, and I somehow saw the first 15 minutes, but I never saw anything else until 6 hours ago.
What?
Yeah,
Whoa.
yeah. This is my first time watching this movie.
The
This is
fuck?
big. This is big news.
Are you for real?
Yeah, yeah. This is my very first time watching this movie.
You just got Lego Batman for the first time in his life.
Huh.
That's a big moment, man.
It is.
I'm really proud that we've.
Confuse me.
It was so overwhelming. It was so.
Yeah.
You really confuse me, man. Because it's like you're like, oh, I gotta watch everything Marvel. I gotta watch What If season 3, but you hadn't seen Daredevil season 3, and now I found out you hadn't seen the pinnacle of cape shit, which is the Lego Batman movie. What the fuck are you doing?
It was in my younger years, and then I just forgot about the movie.
How could you forget? It's the greatest movie ever made.
I don't know, man.
It's the Lego Batman movie.
So, like, because it was 2017, so I was like 14, 15, right? It would come on Cartoon Network. I would always, like, have to go somewhere or something. It would legitimately play the first 15
He had an
minutes.
assignment due at midnight.
Probably. At that point, in 10th grade, I probably had an assignment due at midnight. But, yeah, this was
On
my first
campus.
time watching the movie, and it was such an overwhelming, overstimulating, funny, beautiful experience that I
Yeah.
don't even know how to describe it really other than those 4 words.
I
Movie.
grew up with Lego Batman, specifically the Lego Batman video game on the Wii. I had Star Wars first. Star Wars was my first video game, but I had Batman very soon after, so it was a big part of my life. And then I didn't have some of the original Lego Batman sets, but when they did like the relaunch in like 2012, I got in on a lot of that stuff. And now all they make is Lego Batman sets. They don't make anything
No, they don't
else
make
really,
anything else.
which is the thing I remember a lot from the Lego Batman movie, besides going to see it and really liking it, is I remember they did those like minifigure series of like they did the blind bags of Lego
Yep.
Batman. They did 2 series of it, and we got like that's how we got a lot of smaller characters. Like I have a Lego Kite Man figure. I have a Lego Calendar Man. I don't have Polka Dot Man. I don't think,
Yeah.
but like they did Kite Man, they did Polka Dot Man, they did Calendar Man, they did like Orca. King Tut, like Egghead, all these people, and I thought that was so awesome.
Was it specifically a Lego Batman movie mystery pack?
Yeah,
Yeah.
they did 2 of Lego Batman movies specifically. It was awesome.
Fun.
I also was mad that they never did a Lego Batman movie game. I know they did like the regular Lego Batman games, but they never did a proper Lego Batman movie
right.
game.
Yeah.
And it was the only Lego movie to not get a video game.
Yeah,
done.
they did a Lego Ninjago video game. That shit was.
That's true.
That Lego Ninjago video game was so gas. Did you play it?
No.
That's the one Lego game. Have you played all Lego games?
No.
Oh, well, never mind
Yeah.
then.
Guys, I don't think we can bury the lead here. I love the Lego Batman movie. I think it's awesome. And
Oh, were we supposed to bury the lead? Because I already said it was better than
there's no burying it. I think I don't know, like we'll just go initial impressions, but I'm obsessed. It's been a love of mine since I first saw it, and I still love it to this day.
I think it's better than the Lego movie.
I don't agree with that,
I also don't agree.
but it's close.
No, but I do agree with that, and that's what matters.
Interesting. Jalen, how did you react to it initially? Because you said it was overwhelming. There's a lot going on.
I get overwhelmed pretty easily.
Yeah.
And so I was watching it and like legitimately, I remember the first 15 minutes, but then I didn't fully remember.
Did you get to the? Sorry to cut you off.
Yeah,
Did
yeah.
you get to the part when you first watched it where Batman said he doesn't pay taxes?
I did.
Okay, I was just
did.
curious.
Yeah, I did. And but it's like in those first 15, honestly, in the first like 20 something minutes, it is so much going on in the scenery, like so many explosions, color changes, people coming at Batman using all these different gadgets, and then you have a rock song playing over it, and it is one of the best songs that I've ever heard.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I mean, I like the movie. I was just so overwhelmed by the entire experience. I don't really know if I have true thoughts right now, if I'm being completely honest. It was so much to take in.
Did you
know?
have the context of the original Lego movie?
I did.
Because he is in that, and he is in the Lego movie too, but he's not in it much.
See, I haven't seen the Lego movie too, but I have seen the
Okay.
first Lego movie.
Mid.
It is in there.
We didn't describe the plot of the Lego Batman movie. I assume this is probably less important, but it's essentially Joker and a bunch of villains try doing this big heist, and Batman stops them, and they realize they don't have a proper relationship. And the movie's about both Joker and Batman trying to find those like true relationships. In terms of a spin-off for like a kids movie, I think they followed brilliantly on like a very simple joke they did in the Lego movie where Batman's essentially just a bad boyfriend and only cares about himself, and they made it a full character arc, and it's surprisingly touching while still being very simplistic and like accessible to kids.
Yeah, like I fully brought into like the whole Batman stuff, like the whole Batman story beats. You know, the whole thing of him being alone. You
Yeah.
know, him not.
Don't nobody want me. Don't nobody
Yeah,
need
don't nobody
me.
want me, don't nobody need me. Shout out Jam Moore. Yeah.
Don't shout him out.
No, but like I really brought into that stuff. I think the peak of my overstimulation was when they go in the Phantom Zone and you see King Kong, Godzilla, the dinosaurs from Jurassic World
Yeah.
Park, Voldemort, the Gremlins, the Wicked Witch.
You know what? You know what?
So
There's a
many-
scene where Joker's like, you guys know that, like, blank, insert character here, I need you to distract Kang.
Yeah.
That's what that felt like. It was like,
That's what
Gremlin,
that seemed
I
like.
need you to take down the ship. Like, that's a literal line Joker says in the movie. And
I think what's interesting to me is that we've seen this trend a lot, especially a couple of years ago, where we were getting. It started with Ready Player One, it felt like, and then we had Space Jam: A New Legacy, and now we've got a lot of multiverse stuff. It felt like
brothers.
And they are all Warner
where it
Bros.
was like we were just throwing a bunch of IPs and even Marvel's doing it now, just with the MCU, right? But it's a lot of like, here's something you remember when you were a kid, and now they're with something current.
I think it
Lego
worked
Batman precedes all of this, but no one harped on it in the day, you know?
because I think it reminded me of what it felt like to play with Legos.
Right.
It's that mission, because I think that's like, having the fucking Millennium Falcon in the Lego movie and having Iron Man. Iron Man was in that, right? The Lego.
Iron Man's referenced in this movie, but he's not in.
Well,
Iron
no,
Man's
but I'm
referenced
saying
in
I'm saying the Lego movie, the
I don't think
original.
he is.
I thought there were Marvel characters in that.
No, it's a Warner Brothers movie still, so they still have a lot of WB. The Star Wars thing's the big one.
Then again,
Was
I can't say definitively. 'cause I
telling
haven't
myself a
seen
lie? This because I could have sworn that was the one time Marvel and DC characters were on. So maybe I'm lying. Marvel characters in Lego movie.
But-
I could be wrong.
I did think it was interesting how they incorporate it. It's very over the top, and it's cool to see like some of the villains they bring in, but also odd some of the choices they make. Like it's the guy from The Matrix and the Wicked Witch
Yeah.
and King Kong, and not a lot of stuff you'd associate with Batman proper, you know?
Yeah, and like Sauron is like weirdly in it a lot in the third act too.
Right.
Like Sauron's basically the thing that they have to take down.
Exactly.
Yeah, he's like a minor antagonist with everyone else.
And I thought it was I like that. Because you
Yeah.
brought up that trend of like it didn't feel like it was played for nostalgia. You know what I'm
Oh,
saying?
it definitely didn't feel like it was played for nostalgia.
Like they played up the bit so much. I thought it worked real well.
Yeah. I think that goes into another point that's really good about this is that the humor is not too downplayed. Like you could easily have done a bunch of fart jokes or something
Yeah.
really simple with Lego Batman, but there's a lot of impressive stuff here that I love. Like the iconic one is when Dick is walking with Bruce and he's like my friends call me Dick, and he's like kids can be cruel.
Yeah.
There's so much little moments that I think are in lines that I think are awesome,
Yeah.
especially from Batman.
Yeah, and I think that what makes this movie work at its core is that it has a genuine, earnest love for the character.
Oh yeah.
And it doesn't feel like it's just mocking it the whole time, even in moments where it is. It feels like it's coming out of a place of respect. You know what I'm saying?
I love the little montages. They do it multiple times with
Yeah.
both Alfred and Barbara of like showing all the past movie iterations of Batman, and even like poking fun at it. It's just great to see the love for everything. And they throw shark repellents in here. There's plenty of references to Batman '89. There's plenty of Zack Snyder brooding stuff. It's going for everything.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's even some Batman the Animated Series references in here, which I like. My DCAU brain fucking love.
Right. Jalen, how did you feel about the humor, the tone, everything, with how they interpreted Batman?
It all just goes into my overstimulation. I'm gonna be real. Like I really enjoyed the movie. I can't say that I fucking loved the movie.
Yeah.
But it could also be a thing of like
For reference, he walked in and said it was the best Batman movie.
Ooh.
I was playing up the bit.
Well, I'm
I
not
was
playing up the bit, and now
playing
I
up the
feel
bit.
offended.
Yeah, I was playing up the bit, Jackson. I don't actually think it's the best Batman.
See, but it's close to one of the best. Like it's
Yeah,
not
no.
a
Okay,
bit.
so it is better than like a good portion of Batman movies.
Yeah.
Right, but I would still put like 89.
Okay.
I would put. I wouldn't put Batman v Superman over it, but I would put.
We can get into rankings
Yeah,
later.
we'll get into that later.
That's a can of worms we'll open another time.
But like
you
yeah,
enjoyed it.
honestly, like the humor, the tone, the thing that truly genuinely worked for me was just diving into this version of Batman's character, and also like diving into his world and seeing like the established, you know, DC world around it, and it kind of did like a form of world building. Like even in the opening fight scene, Captain Boomerang was there. Some other villains who weren't Batman villains were involved in that fight, and that was just really cool to see them in Lego form. Especially because at that point, I don't think we had a Captain Boomerang in one of the Lego games yet.
No.
So I think that was really cool. There's like Calendar Man, and seeing all these characters in Lego form when you hadn't seen them in Lego games, even after Lego DC Supervillains, you still didn't see some of those characters. That was really cool. But I think I'm gonna be real. I think it just had me at a place where I was just like, "What the fuck is even going on anymore?" When they went in the Phantom Zone, and when we brought out all of the IPs, and then they started attacking Gotham, and it was just so much going on that I was like, my brain shut off. I was still like locked in, but my brain was just like, it was so overwhelmed.
Yeah, it kind of turned into a Mr. Beast video at a certain point where there was just, you know, like overstimulation. But I think it works for me in a good way because I love just the tone and respect they have for everything. Like it's capturing all the different eras of Batman really well while still being its own goofy thing. I think it's so accessible to, like, when I was younger I really liked it, but now I appreciate it a lot more knowing a lot of these characters and a lot of what they're pulling from, and even just like Kite Man is crazy, Egghead is crazy. Like those are just, it's just great to see. Jackson, a big dynamic here is the Batman Robin dynamic. When Chris McKay was developing it, he said that he wanted like the tone to be Burt Ward's Robin with either like Zack Snyder, Ben Affleck Batman, or Dark Knight Returns, Frank Miller Batman. Which, how did you feel about that kind of dynamic and how it evolves over the movie?
I thought it was a lot of fun. It's not as earnest of a take on Robin, but I think it works given the context of the movie.
Yeah.
I think it works for what it is. That's probably the best way I can put it.
Jalen, how about you? Did you enjoy Robin?
I don't know.
The design is a lot for one thing.
It's so funny.
Because at first I thought it was Carrie Kelly, and then he said, "Oh, my name is Dick," or Richard Grayson, but the other kids at the orphanage call him Dick.
Working for that line.
Yeah, I was like, "Oh, so this is actually supposed to be Dick Grayson." He looks a lot like Carrie Kelly, like legitimately the design is ripped straight off of Carrie Kelly. I found him to be annoying at times, but also like lovable at times, you know, which I guess going back to the point of like overstimulation, I feel like a reason why I wouldn't put this over the Lego movie is because I feel like the Lego movie had all those IPs that were thrown at the wall, but I think the Lego movie kind of did it a little bit better.
Yeah, I can see that. I think for Robin, for me, like Michael Cera voices Robin, they both parallel to me where I just kind of, I get what they're going for, but also not. Like I see Michael Cera as an actor and I'm like, I get you, but I also like you're also like a little guy, you know, and I don't really understand it. And Robin's the same way, where I'm like, I get what they're going for, but Robin's also a little guy, and he's kind of a freak little dude. A dynamic I thought was weird was Batgirl. I really liked how they set her up as like the police chief and stuff, but I've never been a fan of Bruce being romantically interested in Barbara, especially.
It never goes anywhere either, does it?
Well, what's wild too is that like later in the movie, she's like, when I was a kid, I looked up to you, and I always wanted to be Batman or whatever. I'm like, when you were a kid,
I didn't catch that
but
line.
like,
I didn't catch that either. That's
I didn't
crazy.
catch that line. Oh no.
it's that no matter the age, even if it's like the same age, I never liked the Batman.
I don't like it either, but it's like they drop it so quick.
They do.
they're doing.
It felt very unnecessary. Like we don't need a romantic subplot in a children's movie all the time.
I guess they played it up for humor most of the time too, right?
Yeah, but there's so much going on that you don't even have time to go back to it.
No, I agree.
You know, and it's like
I agree. I didn't
to go back to
that.
it.
That is one of the things that perplexed me upon rewatch was that.
I will say I do love the Batman meme where it's the "I just died in your arms tonight" moment where he's just like
Yeah.
absolutely clueless. I think that's one of the internet's greatest modern pieces, and
That is true. That made for a damn good meme, didn't it?
yeah, that movie's giving us that. I don't really. I guess we could talk about Joker for a second. Did you guys like Joker? Because his whole thing is Batman doesn't respect him as an equal, and I think that actually plays into a lot of
Thought that was-
Joker's comic history of wanting to be like on par with Batman, and when Batman's out of the game, he doesn't feel like he even cares anymore.
Yeah.
It's that's parasitic dynamic that they like play for laughs here, but also feels true to the character.
Yeah. Yeah,
John,
no, I
how'd you-
completely agree with you. I thought that with Joker it was kind of a similar thing where you can tell that they had an earnest love for Joker. Well, and they figured out a really effective way to kind of manipulate him and heighten him for a younger audience.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I feel like one of my favorite aspects of the whole Batman Joker relationship is that whole parasitic symbiotic relationship where it's like Joker will openly admit that he needs Batman. Joker will not let anyone else kill Batman, or like even if someone else gets close, he will step in the way just because it's not him. He's not the one that's killing Batman. He's not the one that's taking off Batman's mask. He has
Right.
a big ego, and he has such a big dependency on needing a villain or needing an equal, and he sees that in Bruce, aka Batman. So I think that this movie, what works so well with this movie is the humor and kind of delving deeper into the things that we already know associated with these characters. So delving deeper into that theme with Joker really, really, really worked for me.
Yeah, and I do like his design. I love his little crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
green hair.
I was just about to say the only thing that didn't really work for me was the design.
What?
Really? Okay. See, I really like it. I think it's fun.
The sharp teeth.
I love
don't-
it.
Yeah,
I think
didn't-
it's so
didn't-
fun.
I didn't mess with
Let's just. What are your guys' favorite? There's so many weird designs for Batman villains and Batman characters in this. What are some of your favorites, least favorites that you're thinking of?
Clock King. Clock King's design, you see him for a split second. I really love that design.
Really liked it.
It's so goofy. It's so 60s, but I fucking love
I
it.
did like Clock King. I honestly really messed with all the like minor villain designs. I feel like I can't really think of one that didn't work for me.
I personally love seeing Two-Face, especially because it's Billy D. Williams. But
That
also,
was
like,
my favorite.
I love the color scheme of like how they
Yeah.
do the pink and everything. I love Bane. I always love when they make fun of Dark Knight Rises Bane. They do it in Harley Quinn too. It's
That's a
the
good
best
mix
every
for
time.
people.
I hope they just keep doing it until Bane gets taken seriously some point in the DC.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like that's a joke that can keep going until they do another earnest adaptation of Bane.
Right.
Yeah, probably the DC
Um,
or whatever.
I like Harley Quinn's design a lot. I think she's really
Yep.
fun. Yeah, I mean, like everything. Robin's probably the weakest one, where like I get the joke, but also he's looking a little odd. He's a little, especially when he's like in his Robin suit. I'm not.
The silly little guy.
He's a silly little guy, man. That's not my Nightwing, bro. That's Robin, but that's not gonna be Nightwing.
No, he's not.
No.
I guess fun fact about Chris McKay, he had a Nightwing movie in development for.
That is true.
And
I think it would have been really fun. I'm bummed we never got to see it because I think Chris McKay is very talented, despite Tomorrow War and Renfield not being like super up to my standards of everything.
yeah.
But another thing that I loved was animation. I think
Beautiful.
across the board, the Lego animated movies that were theatrical were fantastic. Even like the one that came out, they did the piece by piece Pharrell Williams documentary,
God.
which is the whole
I
thing.
haven't watched that.
Yeah, I haven't seen that either.
That was also beautifully animated. Like they've done a consistently great job across the board, and
Yeah,
there's so many stunning sequences here.
It's the attention to detail with like everything being made of bricks. That it's just every little thing, and the scratches that you see on Batman, and just the very dynamic lighting that they give everything. It's very well done. Very well done.
Yeah,
The
even,
colors pop so much.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's-
even like that opening shot where the plane is flying through. and
Mhm.
clouds aren't clouds. They're
Studs.
they're studs, and they're clouds made of Legos. That was really cool. The animation is like a 10 out of 10. Like it is perfect. It is.
Yeah.
Like, it's so smooth. Even the fight scenes, like the Barbara Gordon fight scenes, go hard. The Batman fight scenes go hard. The Robin fight scenes, because
Yeah.
he's a really little guy.
He's a silly little guy. I even going back to like the original Lego movie from it's been over 10 years now. It still holds up incredibly well. I think animation wise,
Yeah.
it bums me out that we're not getting more of these from Warner Brothers because
I want a sequel to this so bad.
see, this is where we can get into trivia here because there was a sequel
You're gonna say
planned.
something that's gonna piss me off because
There was a sequel planned in 2018.
I actually read up on this. This is funny. I can't wait to see your reaction to this.
So
I know
the
it.
sequel gets
You do?
announced in 2018, right? Chris McKay is coming back. It's the Lego Batman movie 2. In 2020, though, Universal gets the rights to the Lego movie, and so this movie gets canceled. In 2021, Chris McKay comes out and he's like, "Hey, this movie, let me find it. It was called Lego Super Friends. It would have followed Batman's relationship with the Justice League and specifically Superman." And the main villains would have been Lex Luthor and OMAC, which is a supercomputer character. Would have been great. I no doubt in my mind.
It would have been phenomenal, and like I think that would have been so much better than the little made-for-TV DC movies. Lego DC. Have you seen any of those?
Those aren't too bad. Those are fine for what they are.
Lego TV.
Yeah, there are like 7 Lego DC movies that are made for TV. Like Lego Shazam, Lego Flash. Have you never heard of those? Wait! This is actually blowing my mind right now. Have you never heard of those?
I might have heard of them, but
Lego Batman Beleaguered?
the fuck is that?
Have you never heard of that?
No.
Lego Batman Beleaguered is a core part of the
We
childhood.
gotta watch those. Wait,
Does
we
it-
gotta watch those.
Does it have Will Arnett?
No, right?
No, so before Lego Batman movie was a thing,
Oh, this was before.
2014.
they first did a movie that was basically the cutscenes of Lego Batman 2, the video game, as like a standalone package movie. And then starting in like 2013 on Cartoon Network, they released Lego Batman Beleaguered, which was like a new Lego Batman special. And then they kept releasing direct-to-DVD sequels. And they did it up until 2020, I think was the last one with Shazam.
Huh.
So they were going steady for a while.
Lego Flash, Lego Gotham City Breakout.
And you know what, Jalen? I don't know about you, but I think they're perfectly fine.
The Lego Bat. Hold on. Jalen has seen every single one of these, but has not seen the Lego Batman
It's
movie
weird,
until
it's
right
weird.
fucking now. Tell me
I
how
don't
you
understand
think
that at all.
this man
Bro
is.
said I forgot about Lego Batman. No, you didn't, man.
Huh?
He said I forgot about Lego Batman. I got busy, but you had time to watch Lego Shazam and Lego.
Yeah, right. You had time to watch the direct-to-DVD Lego Batman. Make it make sense.
No, because I would get them from the Red Box, and I would see them, and they would be.
They had Lego Batman in I feel like Lego Batman was like one of the essential Redbox movies.
I can't,
That
I
movie
can't
was
even
at
explain
every
it.
fucking Redbox I went to.
I have no good explanation for why I'm just now watching this movie and why I've seen all those made-for-TV Lego DC movies. I've seen all the made-for-TV Lego Marvel movies too. I've just seen all of them. I have no explanation, bro.
Yeah, for shame, Jalen. But those are good. I think those are. It's a bummer that we're not seeing more of Will Arnett Lego Batman because I think he would have been a core, fun thing. I think James Gunn would have kept him around if he was still kicking.
Oh.
If the Lego movies hadn't been sold off to Universal for
agree
whatever
with
they're
that.
doing.
I think he would have as well.
Didn't
So.
Will Arnett play Batman in that State Farm commercial?
No,
we-
that was. I know they just did a Batman State Farm commercial for those who aren't aware, and it had like Jason Bateman in it. But I don't remember. It was just some random person that played Batman. It wasn't the big actor.
People thought it was Will Arnett. I don't think it was ever confirmed it was, so it's probably not him.
Yeah, I'm gonna look it
I
up.
think they had a couple people though, but I don't remember anyone that was notable besides like the TikTok guy Jordan Stallion who played Commissioner Gordon. I remember that, but everything else was pretty. Oh, Kai Cenat's in it too.
Where did
Right.
that guy come from? Like, I'm sorry for the side tangent, but where the fuck did he come from? Because, like, suddenly he's just everywhere.
That's how the internet works, man.
I know, but it's like,
No, it doesn't
Where did we come from, and now we're here?
dude, but I've been here. I've been here for, holy God, oh God.
20.
Yeah.
No, but we're like, it's like 8. It's It's been like 8 years of me being on the internet. I don't like that. That's a lot of time. Where'd all the time go? Like that Dr. Dog song.
What else do we have to add about Lego Batman? I think it's awesome.
Better than Jalen's favorite movie.
Yeah.
And your favorite movie, probably.
Are there any negatives, Jackson, that you're not a big on?
Yeah, are there any negatives? Because I'm interested.
The Barbara Gordon thing, I hate it. I hate it every
Well,
time.
yeah. The
I
Barbara
hate it every
Gordon thing
time
is
they do it.
bad.
I hate it every time they do it.
Funny enough, Bruce got her pregnant in the DCAU.
Well, that's information I didn't need to know.
Yeah.
And now I do, so thank you for that, Jalen.
I think for me, it's one of those core movies that I remember as a kid. It's one of the core parodies of Batman as a character, and I think it stands the test of time still. Where I watch it now and I'm like,
you know
this
what,
is perfect.
man? It really sucks that we're not getting more of these because getting a Lego Batman movie post Reeves would have been fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Excuse me, fucking awesome.
Jalen, do you have any
I think
closing thoughts?
They would have done so many good bits with the Reeves stuff.
You said post Reeves.
Post Matt Reeves.
Oh, post Matt Reeves.
Or like even post like Snyder Cut ordeal.
Yeah, I would have loved to have seen them do this with like Superman, like make a Lego Superman movie kind of like this where you just go full force, like give Channing Tatum, basically,
Especially because Channing Tatum is really fun as Superman.
He really
I
is.
like
I
his
love
voice.
his voice.
you know, it could, or maybe do it for Wonder, or maybe just do it for the Trinity and then just call that your trilogy of movies. You know,
There you go.
The Lego Batman movie, the Lego Superman movie, the Lego Wonder Woman movie, and just call it
Yeah.
a day. You know, because this movie, I think, did a lot. I mean, Batman is already probably the most famous comic book figure of all time, right? But you know, for the lesser known villains like Calendar Man or Kite Man or Captain Boomerang or Bane or some of these other guys, it got kids wanting to research more of them or play as them in Lego Batman 3 or 2 or Lego DC Supervillain. So I think this movie definitely did what it set out to do, and it was a good 75th anniversary special kind of thing. Was it
Maybe
anniversary?
around then, something like that.
I believe so. So
I was curious that they didn't have any direct tie-ins to the Lego movie with like Wild Style or anything. I thought they would have referenced
Yeah,
it.
they don't mention anything.
Because this is post the Lego movie, but it's not like it's interesting. It's a movie of its time, but also one that still works so well today, and it's just a piece of DC history that I'll miss. I think another thing too is, do we think now we've gotten a couple theatrical DC movies that are animated? We had Mask of the Phantasm back in the 90s, and we had this movie in Teen Titans Go, the movie. Now we're getting Dynamic Duo, the movie. Do we think we're going to see a lot more animated films, or do you think it's going to be more sparse as how it's been?
Something Marvel is not exploiting.
That's true.
The Spider-Verse stuff, but that's Sony. Like I'm talking like Marvel Studios is not.
it should.
They should, and they're not, and I don't know why.
I think across the board, animation for superheroes has been very
Yeah,
streaming or
I
direct to
think it's
video.
a market in which you could really do something interesting, and like that's why that Dynamic Duo thing. A lot of people shit on that. I feel like, but I feel like that's the exact type of idea that's so fucking weird that it could be like the coolest thing ever. You know what I'm saying?
Honestly, a lot of these like direct-to-video movies, they could have just given it a little more time and resources and released them maybe as limited events. Because I know they did something with The Killing Joke, but they could have done a lot more of these and made
Yeah,
some
but
money.
we don't need to do more of the
off of
Killing
those.
Joke. We don't need to do that ever again.
I don't mean The Killing Joke is good. I just mean they released it limited theatrical release, and they could have done that with more of these animated movies that we get all the time. So I'm hoping we get more animated stuff, because I think what we get is pretty fun.
Yeah.
I have a couple trivia things left.
Okay.
Let me think it here. Some Phantom Zone villains they almost included, but they weren't allowed to because they were rated R. Bill from Kill Bill Volume 1 and 2.
Wait, but they had the dude from the Matrix.
They had the Matrix, but that was because it was Warner Brothers, I think. But here's some other ones. They had Bill from Kill Bill.
Okay.
They had the Butcher from Gangs of New York. And Annie Wilkes from Misery.
What?
Wild.
Out of 3 listed. I'm just trying to. That's like very reminding me of when they had the Clockwork Orange people in Space Jam, where I'm just like, why are we
Really?
going there? Yeah.
I never saw Space Jam.
Yeah.
That's fucking crazy.
Do you think the kiddos would have recognized Bill from Kill Bill?
That could have
Hell
been
no.
one. That could have been one for the grown-ups in the room.
Yeah.
I don't think I would have recognized Lego from
Like,
Kill
do
Bill.
the kids really know fucking Sauron? Like, do the kids
No,
really know
absolutely
Sauron?
not.
They should know Sauron.
They should. I did. I was a kiddo and I knew Sauron, but
Yeah.
Just like guys, guys from the Matrix, the kids wouldn't know. They would.
Agent Smith, yeah.
we're like the shark from Jaws.
I'm wondering too. Do you think they threw in the Phantom Zone and all these different people? Like, was it because of some of the stuff they were doing with Lego Dimensions at the time too? Because that featured Batman and was all about like crossing over a bunch of WB properties, and they were still making new stuff for it.
Game?
I forgot it. Yeah, Lego
was a
Dimensions
game.
is basically like the multi.
forgot.
It was the Toys to Life Lego game where WB brought all their different franchises.
Right.
I feel like there had to have been some influence of like maybe show that you can bring all these franchises together, and then there's a video game where you can do it where Batman is the main character in it.
Yeah, I have no idea.
You know.
Yeah, I
so-
forgot about Lego Dimensions, because I remember there was like a whole era where kids were getting introduced to Red Lantern Supergirl through that. So she got a bigger role in the comics just based off of Lego Dimensions. They made like a whole feature for the Red Lantern Supergirl figure.
Yeah.
Honestly, that's a great point. It could have been the Phantom Zone could have been used as a kind of like a cheeky little device to promote Lego Dimensions, or just many aspects of Lego Dimensions.
I wrote down that this is Morgan Freeman's favorite Batman. I think that's important.
Is it Morgan Freeman's favorite Batman?
Yes, it's Morgan Freeman's favorite Batman.
That's fast. Where did Morgan Freeman go? He's not in movies anymore, is he?
He was just in
He
one
was
2 years ago.
he was just in a movie. I forget what movie, but
Good.
he did the Taylor Sheridan show on Paramount too.
He
Oh, he did?
He did a movie with
Yeah.
Pew.
Did he?
He's around. He's just not doing like the big stuff
Oh, okay.
these days. But yeah, Morgan Freeman, star of Ted 2, but also you
Yes.
know was in
Most
the
important.
Dark Knight trilogy and was in the Lego movie as Vitruvius. Yeah, it's his favorite Batman.
He was in the Lego movie?
Yeah, he was the old guy, Vitruvius.
I knew that.
You knew that.
Didn't know that. Yeah.
Oh.
That's ringing a bell.
Batman's like famous laugh in this, where he goes like ha 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 ha. That's not Will Arnett. That's Chris McKay, the director.
Oh,
It was like
What?
a placeholder laugh that they just kept in because it was so good, and now it's iconic to time.
That's funny.
And then the last one I got, just to make me upset, this was not nominated for Best Animated Feature, nor was the Lego Movie.
That's
but to
fine.
make things worse, a 2017 movie by the name of The Boss Baby was nominated.
There's no way.
Yeah,
The Boss
I do.
Baby
I
was
remember
nominated
this.
for what?
This was the year Coco won, though, so it wouldn't have won.
I mean, it
which
was
is fair,
a nomination.
but not a nomination, which is.
Boss.
I don't think any of the Lego movies got a nomination, because I don't think the Lego Movie 2 did. So,
Damn, that's crazy.
absolute snubs across the board.
Yeah.
Will Arnett for Best Actor. Anyway. That's all I got for me. We have a couple news things we can get into. I'll pull it up real quick. We have CinemaCon next week, guys, which means
Are we
we think we're getting a Superman trailer.
Is WB going?
They're dropping.
WB is going. James Gunn is going.
They're dropping.
Oh, James Gunn is going. They're gonna drop a trailer.
Yeah.
Let's hope.
So we might have a big thing to talk about next week.
They have to start a rollout.
This marketing is kind of, I don't know.
They have time. They've dropped the ball so far, but they have time. I'm not like, if they fucking drop a trailer and then go balls to the wall, they'll be fine. I'm not like, as much as I've shat on them, and specifically with the Super Bowl, they fumbled that.
Do you think we could see a first look at Supergirl, like a picture? A proper picture?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Really.
Yes. I actually would be willing to bet that whether they post it online is a different question, but they'll show it there for sure.
Yeah.
Although I don't remember how tight security is at CinemaCon. I don't feel like I remember it being very tight.
Trailers don't get really leaked, but people talk about them.
Yeah.
Happens.
I-
And they usually release a lot of stuff that, like, the Superman trailer would get released out to the public. But
No, I agree. I think we'll get a new trailer next week.
yeah, Jalen, how you feeling about Superman trailer?
I just hope so, man. I've told Jackson this, and I've told our other friend Luis this. I feel like they're dropping the ball with this whole marketing campaign that they're doing with this. But like Jackson said, if they can just go balls to the wall and just start rolling stuff out, like starting with the trailer with CinemaCon, and then doing other promotional after like TV spots, trying to play it in front of more movies that aren't just superhero movies at the theater.
I would agree with that. Yeah.
That's a good segue because we just got a leak from, I believe it was India, who had a posting from their Cinemark account that Superman, they're going to play a 5-minute clip of it before the Minecraft movie in IMAX, which comes out in a couple weeks.
In
India.
No, in India.
Is that one of those things?
Which means it would be probably over in the U.S. as well. I don't think they would play it just in one country. So we could be seeing a 5-minute clip of Superman before Minecraft in a couple weeks, theoretically.
See, but that would be good because a lot of kids are gonna go to Minecraft.
Yeah.
It'd be a good way to get them out there.
That is a long clip, though.
That's a very long clip, and I don't know if.
Well, see, that's another thing. They're gonna have a trailer out before Minecraft. They have to drop it next week. If Minecraft is next week, that's like one of the tentpole Warner Brothers releases of the year.
Well, hopefully next week gives us a lot. We could get a 5-minute clip, we could get a trailer, we could get anything. So.
Yeah, 5-minute clip sounds
It'll
really dumb.
change.
I'm gonna be completely honest with you.
I would rather a new trailer over a 5-minute clip.
Well, I think what they would do is they would drop like a clip and then follow it up with the trailer. It'd be like probably a 2-minute clip and a 2.5-minute trailer. Yeah.
The last story I got for us, Lanterns is filming right now. Everyone's very excited. We talked about Jon Stewart's mom getting cast last week. This week, Jon Stewart's dad got cast. J. Alphonse Nicholson is playing the young version of him, and Sherman Augustus is playing the present-day version of him. It sounds like we're getting a lot of Jon Stewart backstory in terms of like his parents and that relationship. Jalen, is this something that's in the comics a lot, or is this new?
Jon Stewart is historically underutilized until the DCAU, and even after the DCAU, he was still underutilized until Blackest Night and the New 52. It was always the Hal Jordan, Sinestro, Guy Gardner, Kyle Rayner show until the New 52 and the DCAU, right? All this stuff isn't. I mean, it is in the comics a little bit, but it's not as prominent, obviously, because you don't really get to learn a lot about Jon. Honestly, Jon in the comics is very one note. He's very like flat. He is by far one of the least interesting Lanterns. Over, I would put maybe him over Simon Baz, but that's it. Like every other Lantern, like from Jessica Cruz, Hal Jordan, even Alan Scott has more depth in the comics than Stewart. The DCAU did more for Jon Stewart than any other Lantern. So it is interesting. I'm very interested to see what their story for this is going to be. For me as a Green Lantern fan, and for me who has been reading, the Green Lanterns are my favorite comic book thing in DC. So it is interesting. The more information that comes out about the show, it does feel like they're going to delve more into his culture. Like the the part of being a Black Green Lantern, and the part of, maybe serving a group who, kind of like the Jedi Council, are a bunch of idiots.
I gotta talk to you about this after.
Yeah.
Jalen's been going through Clone Wars, and he texted me that he didn't like the Ahsoka framed art.
Because it's so fucking stupid. Like you see, I don't know. We'll talk about it more. So like the Guardians are basically the Jedi Council in this type of scenario where they are a bunch of idiots, right?
I see that, yeah.
They created the Manhunters. They, inadvertently created the Red Lanterns. So it's like you have all this other stuff, and for Jon as an ex-black man, or a black man who is ex-military, it is going to be interesting to see if they delve more into his culture and his feelings on that.
Yeah.
So like politically fueled.
Yeah, like a more politically fueled.
For me, what this has shown is that even though we're getting Sinestro, even though we're supposedly getting the Guardians, we're getting a lot of this lore.
Oh, are they doing I didn't know that.
They are doing
the TV show aspect of it and casting his parents means that we're going to get a lot of grounding of the character and exploring him and really fleshing him out, which is something I'm really excited about. And I think they're going to bring it home. I'm excited. I'm glad that they're doing this.
Sidebar, but we got to do the Ryan Reynolds Green Lantern at some point because that's the only way I will ever watch it. Probably.
You haven't seen it?
Yeah.
I've never seen it.
Oh no. Oh God.
That is it for this week. We will announce our April schedule shortly, so be on the lookout for that.
Yes, we're going to announce our April schedule, as Josh said, and also to completely cut Josh off and make one more remark that's completely unrelated to this. I just
Yeah.
wanted to say that I've been going bowling, and it's so much fun. And if anybody listening wants to go bowling, make sure to send Josh and Jalen a personalized message saying that you would like to go bowling.
Can I wear my costume?
Yes.
All right. We will see you guys very soon.